Let's start with the section C. So let's start with the section C. And what section C is? Section C is long answer type question. And in long answer type question, you are expected to answer the given question within 300 to 350 words. So you are expected to answer the question in you are expected to answer the question in 300 to 350 words. So you are expected to answer the question in 300 to 350 words. So let me write it properly. In 300 to 350 words. I hope it is clear. So you have to answer within 300 to 350 words. Now first of all, let's discuss the question number 28A. Say enumerate the features of the Mauryan administration. So here my dear friends, I will be giving you the pointers that you have to write in your answer. So I will not dictate the whole answer one by one. So I will be giving you the pointers, and what you have to do, just you have to explain the pointers in your own words, and you will be getting the good marks. And once you will do that, you will be getting the good marks. So now my dear friends, first of all, that is the feature of Mauryan administration, question number 28A. So first of all my dear friends, how we have to write the answer? So answer 28A. So here we have to enumerate the feature of the Mauryan Empire. So first of all my dear friends, you will find that the Mauryan Empire was the most dynamic and centralized administrative system of ancient India. So in the introduction you can write down, or in the introduction ki the Mauryan Empire was highly dynamic, and centralized empire of ancient India. So it was highly dynamic and centralized empire of ancient India, that it reached its peak during the time of. So the Mauryan administration reached its peak during the time of Chandragupta Maurya and then Ashok. Now my dear friends, what we can write in the features of Mauryan Empire. So now let's see what we can write in the feature of Mauryan Empire. So features of Mauryan Empire. So what are the features of Mauryan Empire? Let's discuss those. And what you have to do, just you have to explain the features. I will be giving you the pointers, just you have to explain the features. So first of all, you will write it was a central monarchy. That is the king being the head of executive, legislature, judiciary. and you will find, my dear friends, that he was the supreme authority. So, king being the head of the executive, legislature and judiciary, and being the supreme authority, So that you can write. Then council of ministers, called Mantri Parishad, and they used to advise the king, and king during the Mauryan time period is called Samrat. And like you will find that that included the key officials like Mahamatya, Senapati, like the Mahamatya and Senapati. Then you will find that provincial administration, so we have the provincial administration, and provinces was divided, the empire was divided into the provinces. They were governed by Kumara Matya. So empire being divided into province and were ruled by royal prince, and they were called Kumara Matya. So then we have the largest bureaucracy. So Mauryans, they have the largest bureaucracy of ancient India. Largest bureaucracy of ancient India, the Mauryans they have. So they have the largest tax net system. Largest tax net system. That means the tax was levied on almost all economic activity. It was levied on all economic activities, and we have the officer like Samaharta, collector, and Sannidhata, treasurer. We have the collector and treasurers. Then judicial administration. So justice delivered through local and royal court, and capital punishment was also given. Capital punishment was also given. Then military administration. So there was war council. There was war council with six board mentioned by Megasthenes. And then we have the Then we have the episonate system. That was called Gudh Purush Sansthan and Sancharan. Gudh Purush Sansthan and Sancharan. Episonage means the spy system and welfare measures of Ashok. Welfare measures of Ashok like making rest houses, appointment of Dhamma Mahamatra, appointment of Dhamma Mahamatra, then attack on meaningless rituals and ceremonies. Attack on meaningless rituals and ceremonies. So these are the major features of Mauryan Empire, and that you have to write, dear friends. So these are the features of this Mauryan Empire, and this you have to write in your answer. I hope it is clear to all my dear friends. I hope it is clear to all of you. So this was about answer number 28A. Now my dear friends, let's come to the next question, that is question number 28B, that says ki how do the modern historians explain the development and rise of Magad power? Explain briefly. So the rise of Magadhan power. So question number 28B that discusses rise of Magadhan power. So answer of 28B. This discusses the rise of Magadhan power. Now my dear friends, Magadhan power that rose and developed between 4th, 6th to 4th century. So Magad rose and developed between 6th to 4th century BC. Between 6th to 4th century BC, and this was the result of the combination of and the rise of Magad and the rise of Magad was combination of geographical, economic, was combination of geographical, economic, political and social factors. Political and social factors. Political and social factors. Now, first factor, my dear friends, is the strategic location. So, first factor is the strategic location. How strategic location, my dear friends? So, first of all, dear friends, it is the strategic location. So, you will find, my dear friends, that the Magad was protected by Ganga, Son and Champa river. So, protected by Ganga, Son and Champa Champa River and the capital Rajgriha was surrounded by 5 hills. So Rajgriha was surrounded by 5 hills. So that is the most important thing. Then fertile area. So since they are located near river, so alluvial deposit was high, making the area fertile. Making area fertile. So high alluvial deposit because of the availability of the rivers. Third is the availability of iron. So there was availability of iron especially in the area of the South Bihar and Eastern India. So South Bihar plus Eastern India. So through this you can make good quality of agricultural tools plus weapons. Then you can write about the control over trade communication. So control over the trade communication, how? Because Magad controlled the important riverine and land route. So Magad controlled important riverine and trade route. Important riverine and trade route connecting the eastern and central India. Connecting eastern plus central India. So this is the fourth reason. Then efficient administration. So efficient administration, so you will find that bureaucracy and revenue system was highly efficient. So bureaucracy and revenue system. Bureaucracy and revenue system was highly efficient. Then ambitious and capable rulers like Bimbisar, Ajat-Shatru, Chandragupta Maurya, Ashok. So and social and religious factor. Next you can write socio religious factors. And in socio-religious factor you can write that the rise in Buddhism and Jainism created environment. कि rise in Buddhism and Jainism created environment, rise in Buddhism and Jainism created a that rise in Buddhism and Jainism created a support for current political system by avoiding the rigid social structure, by avoiding the rigid social structure. So by avoiding the rigid social structure, Buddhism and Jainism created a environment that will support the political consolidation or political structure. So I hope, my dear friends, is that clear to all of you? So through these you will find, my dear friends, you will find that ki just I have given you almost 7 points and just you have to elaborate them. So just you have to elaborate them in your own words, you will be getting your answer. So just you will be getting your answer. What you have to do, just elaborate these pointers. So I have given you the pointers through which you can write your answer. I hope it is clear to all of you. Now let's come to the next question, that is question number 29A. 29A says, ask कि Krishnadev Raya's rule was characterized by the expansion and consolidation, substantiate with the suitable example. So the rule of Krishnadev Raya, that was characterized by expansion and consolidation. So in the rule of Krishnadev Raya there was consolidation, there was expansion of the empire plus consolidation of the empire, and that we have to substantiate with the given example. So that we have to substantiate with the given example. Now my dear friends, let's see how we have to write the answer. So it is question number 29A. So answer number 29A. How we have to write? See, you will find that ki first of all just you have to write the introduction, just you have to write about the Krishnadev Raya. So you can write that ki Krishnadev Raya (1509 till 1529 AD), that was his time period, was one of the greatest ruler, was one of the greatest ruler of Vijayanagar Empire and greatest ruler of Tuluv dynasty. And he was the greatest ruler of Tuluv dynasty. And you will find that his rule was marked with the territorial expansion. So his rule was marked with territorial expansion and effective consolidation. Territorial expansion and effective consolidation, and his military achievement, administrative reforms and internal stability together substantiate this statement. So his military achievements, his military achievement, administrative reforms administrative reforms and internal stability substantiate and internal substantiate this statement. So his military achievement, then you can say that administrative reforms and internal stability that substantiate this achievement. I hope it is clear to all of you, my dear friends. Now, first of all, my dear friends, we have to discuss the military achievement, that is the success, that is the military achievement. So, in military achievement, what you can write? So, in the military achievement, you can write about कि he defeated successfully Gajapati rulers of Odisha, Gajapati rulers of Odisha, and restored and with the treaty signed in 1516 AD, he restored peace and confirmation and he restored peace and confirmation of Vijayanagar to Andhra Pradesh port region. Other than this, you will find, my dear friends, कि he also controlled the Raichur Doab region. So he successfully defeated the parts of Bahmani kingdom and controlled the region of Raichur Doab, and this Raichur Doab was the fertile region between the Krishna and Tungabhadra. So fertile region between Krishna and Tungabhadra. So that is the fertile region between the Krishna and Tungabhadra river. And he also maintained good relation with the Portuguese. Maintained good relation with Portuguese. So that was his military achievements. Then we can write about the consolidation and administration. Consolidation and administration. What you can write in consolidation and administration? So you can write, my dear friends, that focused on consolidating the imperial authority, focused on consolidating the imperial authority, and you will find that and ensured the Nayakara system and continued the Nayakara system and Amar Nayak system. And you will also find, my dear friends, he also encouraged the agricultural expansion, and he encouraged the agricultural expansion agricultural expansion by creating canals as alternative means of production of irrigation, and also promoted the and promoted and promoted the effective revenue system and promoted the effective revenue system. So that we can write about this thing. So I hope, my dear friends, is that clear to all of you? Now next is the cultural and religious integration. Cultural and religious integration. So in cultural and religious integration, what he did, so he used culture as a tool to integrate. So he used culture and tradition. So he used culture and tradition to integrate the different sect, especially Shaivism and Vaishnavism. So he used culture to integrate the Shaivism and Vaishnavism and supported the temples and supported the temples across the empire. Also he promoted Ashtadiggaj. That was the group of 8 Telugu poets. It was the Ashtadiggaj, that was the group of 8 Telugu poets, and maintained cordial relationship with Portuguese. With the Portuguese. And you will find, my dear friends, ki Mahanomi Dibba and the assembly hall. So Mahanomi Dibba plus assembly halls were important public architecture. Mahanomi Dibba and assembly halls, they were important public architecture. So through these, my dear friends, just I have wrote the answer so that you can well understand ki how you have to write the answer. So the most important thing is that ki how you have to write the answer. I hope it is clear to all of you, dear friends. Now, let's come to the next question, that is question number 29b. So, come to question number 29b, that Abdul Razak as an ambassador sent by the Persian ruler to Calicut, present day Kozhikode, in the 15th century was greatly impressed by the fortification and mentioned the 7 lines of the forts. Substantiate the example with suitable, substantiate the statement with suitable example. That means the Abdul Razak, he was very much impressed by the fortification of Vijayanagar and mentioned 7 lines of fort in his travelogue or memoir. So, how we have to substantiate the statement with the given example. So, first of all, my dear friends, how we have to write the answer. So, let's come to question number 29b. So, let's come to the question number 29b. Let's see how we have to write the answer. So, 29b. Let's see how we have to write the answer. So, first of all, my dear friends, first of all, you have to write about the Abdul Razak. So, you can write that ki Abdul Razak was ambassador of Persian ruler Shahrukh, who visited India, in 15th century, in Vijayanagar kingdom. During the reign of Devrai II. So, he visited during the reign of Devrai II. And then you can write down ki his travel account. So, his travel account mentions. So, you will find that ki his travel account mentions the administration and fortification of Vijayanagar, mentions the administration and fortification of Vijayanagar. So, administration and fortification of Vijayanagar, that is being mentioned, and he mentions about the 7 successive lines of forts and mentions about 7 successive lines of fort. So, this was being mentioned by the Vijayanagar, by the Abdul Razak. So, 7 concrete fortifications. So, first we can write about the 7 concrete fortification. 7 concrete fortification not only a military barrier but also housed economic and residential activity. So, not only a military barrier but housed the economic and residential activity. Next we have the outermost fortification. So in this outermost fortification, and the outermost fortification, my dear friends, that includes the town, that includes the garden, orchard, that enclosed garden, orchard, and agricultural field. This you have to elaborate. Then middle fortification, then middle fortification, what it denotes, it encloses the town, market, residential quarter, town, markets, and residential quarters. And the markets, they were full of different type of items, especially spices and gems and jewelry, which were in demand. Third is the inner fortification. Inner fortification, and what inner fortification does? So protects the administrative and royal zones. So this protect administrative and royal areas, royal zones. And there you can find, my dear friends, that the royal citadel was at the center. So the royal citadel was at the center, and was the most strongly fortified area. Was the most strongly fortified area, that you can write. And he was also impressed by the strength of the walls. So Abdul Razak was also impressed by strength of the wall. So that you can write, my dear friends. Two of the answers just I have written, so that you can well understand how we have to write the answer. So just I have written the things point wise, and once it is point wise, my dear friends, so that becomes easy for you to understand and also very easy for you to learn as well. Now, my dear friends, let's come to the next question to discuss. Let's come to the question number 30. Now, what is there in question number 30, my dear friends? That is, discuss the points that private letters and autobiographies that tells about the great deal of information about an individual, how these sources are different from official accounts. So private letters, autobiography, that tells about the great deal of information about the individual and how they are different from the official accounts. So how the private letter and autobiographies, what they denote and how they are different from the official accounts. So that we have to write. Now my dear friends, first of all we have to understand ki how these are different, how these are being different. So now my dear friends, first of all let's see the answer 30A. So I will tell you ki how you have to write the answer. First of all, what point you should you should inculcate while writing your answer. You will find, my dear friends, in the introduction you can write about the autobiographies. They play an important role, important historical source, and it also provides rich and intimate about the individual time to time. So first of all guys, in the introduction you have to write about the, in the introduction you have to write about the importance. So you have to write about the importance of autobiography and autobiographies and the private letters. And first of all, what it provides, so it provides the information about individual and time. So that provides the information about the individual and time. Apart from that, unlike the official record, unlike the official record, unlike the official record, my dear friends, these are the personal writings. So these are, so autobiography and private letters are personal writings that shows, the emotion, opinion, that shows emotion, opinion, motivation, challenges and day-to-day experience. That provides these things and helping the historians to understand the human dimension. And this helps the historians to understand human dimension. Human dimensions. Now, what are the information which is revealed by the private letters? So first of all, my dear friends, we will be discussing the information revealed by private letters. What are the information which is revealed by the private letters? So first of all, that is the personal relationship. So that is personal relationship, then social background, then you can say the family life, family life, personal conflict, contemporary custom, moral values. So these are the things revealed by the and cultural practices. Then autobiography. So what are the things which is information revealed by autobiography? Autobiography, that is the individual life story. So individual life story, self perception, individual life story, self perception. Then you can write that is the childhood experience, then educational qualifications, personal achievement, personal achievements, then career and struggles, so these things which you will which you will find after reading the autobiography. Now my dear friends, if I talk about the official records, so they are impersonal and formal in nature. So if I talk about the official records, they are impersonal. So they are impersonal and they are impersonal and bit formal in nature, and bit formal in nature. So they are impersonal and bit formal in nature, and their primary purpose is to record the events, and their primary purpose is to record the events, then the decisions which is, then they record the events like the policies, decision taken by kings or authorities, decision taken by the kings and authorities, and they also glorify the rulers. They glorify the rulers and omit their failure. They glorify the ruler and omit their failure. So this is the primary purpose. I hope my dear friends, is that clear to all of you? I hope it is clear to all of you. Now my dear friends, let's come to the things. Just I have given you the pointers, just you have to explain those things. Now guys, let's come to the next thing, that question number 30B, ki explain why many scholars believe that ki months after independence were Gandhiji's finest hour. So months after independence was Gandhiji's finest hour, because that shows the moral leadership, selfless sacrifice, tireless efforts of Mahatma Gandhiji, where in that to heal the nation which was partitioned, which was torn apart due to the partition, while others they were celebrating the freedom. Gandhi ji chose to confront the crisis of the nation. So now my dear friends, let's come to the question number 30B. How you have to write the answer. So answer 30B. So how you have to write the answer. So first of all my dear friends, ki Gandhi ji's finest hour. Why it is called that ki Gandhi ji's finest hour. Why it is called ki months after independence was Gandhi ji finest hour? Because that shows the moral leadership. That shows the moral leadership. That shows the moral leadership, selfless sacrifice, tireless effort, of Gandhi ji to heal the nation, which was torn apart. Which was torn apart means partitioned. Which was so that was the condition, my dear friends. Now which was being torn apart due to partition, while my dear friends, while others were celebrating the freedom. While others were celebrating the freedom, Gandhi ji chose to confront. Gandhi ji chose to confront the crisis situation. Gandhi ji chose to confront the crisis situation. Now, first of all, how this thing? So, first is partition led So, partition led to communal violence, mass immigration, of people, and around 15 million, and you will find that nearly 15 million people they were displaced. So around 15 million people they were displaced. So mass killing of people from both the sides, and Gandhi ji immersed himself in the right affected area, and Gandhi ji immersed himself in the right affected area. Then Gandhi ji traveled to Nuakhali, Calcutta, Bihar, which were mostly affected and he traveled unarmed and he traveled unarmed and due to his presence the violence subsided. So due to his presence the violence subsided. Other than this, my dear friends, since the major affected population was Hindu and Muslim, was Hindus and Muslims, so he promoted Hindu-Muslim unity. So he always promoted the Hindu-Muslim unity. So Gandhiji's stand on justice and moral. So Gandhiji's stand on justice and moral coverage. Then he said to give 55 crore rupees to Pakistan. So other than this, Gandhiji's tireless effort for refugee rehabilitation, and dignity rather than revenge and encouraged Indians to welcome the displaced people. So this is how, my dear friends, we have to write the answer. Just I have given you the pointers, and what you have to do, just you have to explain these pointers in your own words. Once you will be explaining these pointers in your own words, it will be very helpful for you to understand the things. And once you will write in your own words, I have given you almost 5 pointers, and just you have to write 60 to 70 words for each of them. Then it will become almost 300 or to 350 words, and this will help you to fetch the good marks in examination. So I hope it is clear to all of you ki how I have just dictated all the answers. So just I have dictated all the answers ki how you have to write. So just I have dictated all the answers ki how you have to write, and all the questions I have explained ki what should be your method, what should be your technique to write the answers, which point you should inculcate while writing the answers of the question. I hope it is clear to all of you, my dear friends. Here we have discussed all these things, and in the short answer question, that was between 60 to 80, we have discussed the formatting of every question. So here I have discussed the formatting of the long answer questions. So I hope it is clear to all of you, my dear friends. I hope it's clear to all of you. Okay.
अब एग्जाम की तैयारी को और बेहतर करने के लिए हमारे चैनल को लाइक, शेयर और सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलें।